Inside the locker room on a Monday morning. This is your Love Music, Love Life station, Smooth 98.1. It's 17 minutes past 8 a.m. on the 15th day of December 2025. Smack dab in the middle of the month already. And we are looking forward to some great sporting action in the next half hour or thereabouts. It's going to be taking a look at what went on over the weekend and, of course, what's to come as well. My name is Ayokunmi. It's going to be a beautiful morning. Already is. And you know that in the locker room, it is all about talking sports. And I don't do that alone. Not at all, because I have joining me this morning to break it all down, share the banter around, give analysis, and just have a good time. The one, the only, Tega Supreme. Tega, good morning to you.
Good morning. Oh, this was a great weekend. So first of all, we have to talk about what's happening in sports. So the Spurs women were leading Manchester United women by 3 goals to nil up until the 70th minute. Then Manchester United scored a mishap goal. Then they scored the second goal. Then the commentator now made it worse by saying it looks like the comeback is going to be complete. Truly, that match ended 3-all. It appears that at Spurs, there's gender equality. Men choke, women choke too. All right, so that's how we start the show today. Also, remember that we actually promised that we'll do a preview of the African Cup of Nations taking place in Morocco. So we'll be doing that this morning, and then we'll also talk about what happened across the rest of the world, in the world of football. Then let's talk about what happened in India. You know that in India they're always acting film
Mm.
every two market days. That's how
Bollywood thing.
Messi. That's how Messi and his bodyguard, and I'm talking about Rodrigo De Paul, they went to India for a tour. I don't know what the tour is. They don't sing, they don't act, but they were in India for a tour. Anyway, they got to Kolkata. They said they spent only how many minutes there. And the fans that have paid money and filled out that large stadium, not to watch match, to watch Messi. They had paid
Mm.
money. The fans were not even able to see Messi because politicians and celebrities and their children had surrounded Messi. I know he's vertically challenged. So by the time they surrounded him, people could not see him. Anyway, they said bottom line, his security had to whisk him out of there. I don't know if this security means Rodrigo De Paul or official security. Anyway, they had to whisk him out of the place early. The fans now got angry and scattered the stadium. So that one happened in Kolkata. The day after, he now went to Mumbai. Everybody behaved themselves. Celebrity, oh, politician, oh, the fans were now happy with this one because they were able to see Messi. My point was, people paid money to go to the stadium to just look at Messi. Really,
Mm. Things are happening.
things are happening. I cannot imagine it. But yes, we'll be talking about things that are happening that will shock you in the world of football and things that are happening that will be normal to you in the world of football this morning, all inside the locker room. So, Ayokunmi, tell us, how can we be a part of the locker room so that we can share our own opinions on this matter?
Yes, indeed. Get across to us on the locker room or in the locker room this morning by sending those messages to us on WhatsApp and on YouTube as well. The WhatsApp number is 0911 999 That is 0911 999 In case you don't have that number on speed dial, you should. YouTube, get your front row seats to all the behind the scenes audio visual action that goes on in the locker room at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. We love to read your messages. Believe me when I say that. All right, Tega, let us get into the groove of the Africa Cup of Nations. It is upon us finally, kicking off on the 21st of December 2025, all the way till January 18th of 2026. And it's going to be the first time Morocco is hosting the AFCON since 1988. And of course, the country is ready. World-class stadiums, modern infrastructure, and that football culture that is still riding high after Morocco's historic semi-final finish at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. What do we have in store for us?
All right. So, like I said, this is the official countdown to the biggest football show on the continent, because that's what it is, the African Cup of Nations. So first of all, we all know it's a 24 team tournament, right? No need to gloss over
Yeah.
that. They're using 9 stadiums across 6 cities. All right, so there are 4 stadiums in Rabat. There's one in Casablanca. There's one in Agadir. There's if the Fez Stadium in Fez, which is where Nigeria will be playing all 3 of their group stage matches.
Mm.
We'll talk about Fez a little bit. There's a Marrakesh Stadium, and then there's the Tangier Stadium. All right. So the biggest thing is people are looking to Morocco because of that World Cup finish and the qualifiers they've had for the World Cup, how
Yeah.
brilliant they've been on the continent. People have high expectations of Morocco. They are hosts. They have a brilliant football culture, to the extent that their Gen Zs were having a civil protest, and they're saying, we don't want any more stadiums. We want hospitals, people that don't have work. Anyway, let me not dismiss their protest. But yes, they have a huge football culture. They have a team that's bringing great results. So people are expecting that as hosts, they'll be one of the favorites. Okay, even the team list that was mentioned, Ashraf Hakimi, who we thought will not make the AFCON because of that injury he got at the Champions League, um, his name was on the list. So I think the
Huh.
coach expects that, yeah, his name was on the list. So the coach expects that he'll be ready for AFCON. Maybe later in the tournament, which means that they also
Probably.
expect to go far at the tournament. Yeah. So he was named in the tournament. His name was on the team list. So they've only been champions once, though, which is tricky because North Africans have tended to do a little well. Well, I keep saying North Africans because Egypt is one of the most successful
Mm.
teams. Yeah, but Morocco has won it only once in 1976. We are hearing that December football is great in Morocco, and it is ideal for playing technical football. So the weather is cool, it's not hot. The weather is cool, and they have excellent pitches.
That's we have experienced.
They have excellent pitches, cool weather, so we are expecting some tiki-taka football. All right, so let's focus on Fez now. Fez is one of Morocco's most historic and culturally rich cities. Now, Fez is where Nigeria will be staying all through. Now, they said that Fez has 2 parts. So there's the part that is very old, that like if you walk into that part of Fez, it's like walking back in time. It's like, narrow streets, all of that traditional drama. Some people are saying it's even one of the most spiritual cities in the land. So that kind of thing. So Morocco, there's one part of Fez that's like that. Then there's the modern part of Fez, which is the side with all the new intercontinental restaurants, with all the hotels and all the shopping malls. That's exactly where you'll find me. All right.
Of course.
No, that's exactly where you find me. I don't do all those historic things where people can be looking at art and museum and mountain. Nothing concern me concern that one. Give me AC, please. AC and good food. All right. So I will be in the morning part. So there are those 2 parts. They said culturally it will be great for Nigerians, the food and culture. They have the Moroccan cuisine. Um, they also have intercontinental cuisine. So if you're Nigerian, you will love the culture, you will love the music, you will love the lifestyle, especially in the side that is modern. They also say that they make leather, textiles, and ceramics here. So if you're going to support Nigeria, ideally you shouldn't be in Rabat.
Mm. Should be in
Ideally,
Fez.
oh, so please, if you see any of your NFF officials in Rabat during the group stage, they are not there to watch AFCON. That one I can tell you for free. Nigeria will be in Fez. Everybody get your tickets and go to Fez. So yes, for today, that is our AFCON wrap up, just to give you a brief idea of the city, of the country, and how Morocco is ready to welcome you. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about players. We'll be talking about players to look out for, coaches to look out for, and all of that. And speaking of players to look out for, every coast named their team, and their coach has dropped Nicolas Pepe and Simon Adingra. Now, if you remember Simon Adingra, what he did at the AFCON Cup of Nations in 2023, where they
yes.
went on to win it.
Who
Yes.
can forget?
But he dropped him, he said, because that one hasn't found enough opportunities to get his starting shirt for his club. So they are okay doing without his services for this Nations Cup. But the reason he gave for Nicolas Pepe was very interesting. Because people asked him, so why did you drop Nicolas Pepe? He's in great form. He's playing for a good club. Why is Nicolas Pepe not chosen? He said, and I quote, we select players not only for their on-field performance, we also select them for their off-field activities. And if you've been
Mm.
following Nicolas Pepe's activities off-field, we hear he's being entertained by a certain, should we call her model?
Model is fine. It's fine. For modern radio,
Depending
it's
on
fine.
whatever,
So
whatever
for
quality.
morning
But
radio,
yes,
model is fine.
yes. So she's a model. She's a model, something Trump. Um, she has been the topic of discussion in Nicolas Pepe's life. So I think that's what he's alluding to. He didn't mention specifically, but he said yes, that it is the off-field activities of Nicolas Pepe that has kept him out of the team list. So interesting times at the African Cup of Nations. But on Wednesday, we'll be looking at teams, we'll be looking at players and the dark horses. So stay tuned for that one.
Stay tuned for that one. I'm looking forward to more to come as we take it as we're counting down to the Nations Cup starting next week. All right, let's get into the world of football and continue on this trajectory. A lot of things to talk about this morning. We'll begin in La Liga. Yes, that's what we're heading to right now, where Real Madrid recorded a much needed win with victory at Alaves in La Liga yesterday night.
Oh yes, that was a highly highly fought for victory. And when you look at it, you really know that Real Madrid is in a form because they didn't play too badly. They're just not, getting the good last touches or putting the ball in the back of the net. And that's where the biggest problem is because Alonso is not, when you watch the team, they're not laboring to play the ball. They are laboring to get the wins. It's two completely different things. And it's just players making the wrong passes at the wrong time. So Mbappe scores the early goal, and I expect goal to come in after goal because the way that Bellingham, Vinicius, and Mbappe and Rodrigo were just cutting through the Alaves defense. Looked like they finally got their acts together. That's what you think, Abi? That's not what
Right.
happened. They just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And then Alaves scores a goal, and they had that wave of like 7 minutes where they were putting pressure on the already vulnerable Real Madrid's defense. So they scored the goal, the equalizer. Looked like they were going to get a second one. Courtois making a couple of saves. And then on the other end, they conceded a goal to Rodrigo. Now, there was one big incident yesterday, and nobody can convince me. The only reason Real Madrid did not get a penalty was because it was Vinicius Junior. There's no other excuse. When you look at the penalty, the contact was clear, even from Africa. First time I saw it, I said penalty. First time I saw it, I said penalty.
You just wonder why that was why that wasn't given. Vinicius and his
Yes, so
antics.
yeah, exactly. So the only way, and the more they showed it, the more of a penalty it looked like. And the VAR took several minutes to look at it. I think ultimately they deemed that the contact wasn't enough to give the penalty. But like I said, the more they showed it, the more myself and the commentators were getting confused. Like, okay, maybe we don't know what penalty is. But clearly, the fact was Vinicius Junior has a reputation, and now that reputation is costing him justice. Because
Well,
no way that wasn't a penalty. Yeah, but yeah, what it means is that Real Madrid were able to keep up with Barcelona, who had won their earlier match, which we'll talk about later.
yes, indeed, a much needed win. And I'm so happy for Rodrigo. Finally, a goal after so many games without getting on the score sheet. He's finally
11
scored a
months.
goal.
Don't call it what it is. 11 months. 11 months. Don't be soft on it, all right? Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll run through the rest of the stories.
Stay with us. It's the locker room on Smooth 98.1. I didn't realize it was that long, but 11 months. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
like a whole
No,
year.
La Liga. La Liga. Oh.
Same thing.
He has scored in other competitions in that time.
How many days of injury?
No, there were the days of injury, then there were the days of uncertainty for transfer. Then he realized that there was no leave and no transfer. So Oga focused on his focus.
No leave and no transfer.
No leave, no transfer. So Oga had to focus on his focus.
For 3 years running, you've been recognized as Nigeria's best HMO. Because when it comes to your health, we truly got you covered. Leadway Health.
So which story am I taking?
Are you asking me or are you telling me?
I'm asking you, man. Which one?
Why would you ask me? Did I prepare with you? Did I prepare with you? What did you prepare? What did you prepare for? Where's your notebook? What did you prepare for?
I'll take the Liverpool and Chelsea.
Money anytime.
Liverpool and Chelsea, I'll take them. The story on them.
Make yourself begin to enjoy.
Okay.
This is the sound of someone who doesn't
Ayokunmi, have you heard that
person who knows leadway.
your intern is taking the Liverpool story?
Okay.
And should we get to Chelsea, the Chelsea story?
That's this one.
Chelsea's the last story.
Always within reach. For 3 years running, you've been recognized.
Let's see if we get to that line.
Yeah, so we'll try. We'll keep the next stories 2 minutes.
From 15th to the 31st of December 2025. Enjoy exciting discount on televisions, air conditioners, refrigerators, mobile phones, solar and power solutions, and lots more. Visit any of our Sims Digital Centers at Cathy Street, Alausa Allen, Ikeja City Mall, Omole, Oba, Apple Junction, Aguda, Surulere, Victoria Island, and Aja. For more details, call 9010-376670 or 7000-307-467 or visit www.simsng.com. Terms and conditions apply. Sims Digital Centers for the right combination of quality and price.
The sound of someone who doesn't have to worry about lifing. It is the sound of a person who knows Leadway Health HMO covers him. No panic, no fear, just premium peace of mind. Leadway Health HMO's coverage is so good, you too can experience peace. Life happens, but with Leadway Health HMO, peace of mind is always within reach. For 3 years running, you've been recognized as Nigeria's best HMO.
How many
Your health.
How many years?
Leadway Health.
We're back.
This is
Okay.
Smooth Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to the second half of the locker room on a Monday morning here on Smooth 98.1. This is your Love Music, Love Life, and Love Sports Station. Ayokunmi here, and it has been an interesting morning of great sporting action. We talked about a number of things, the AFCON, La Liga, and we'll be continuing on that trajectory. Of course, I am with the one and only Tega Supreme, taking a look at what's been happening in the sporting world, having fun at the same time, and it's going to be us continuing on that trajectory. Tega, welcome back into the show. So let's head into the English Premier League. And Virgil van Dijk has been speaking, yes, the Liverpool captain. Now, he has stressed that Mohamed Salah's importance, or he stressed Mohamed Salah's importance after the 2-0 Premier League win over Brighton at Anfield on Saturday, adding that he was hopeful the Egyptian would stay at the club after the Africa Cup of Nations. And I know
Okay,
that
so for some reason that Liverpool have found a way to navigate these fixtures. A tricky one like Real Madrid. Was it? Sorry, why do I keep mixing all of their opponents in the past
Inter.
weekend? A tricky one like Inter with the late goal. A tricky one like Arsenal with that late goal from Superfly, and then this one against Brighton and Hove, where Brighton and Hove did have one or two chances and just didn't look their clinical self. Okay, Liverpool have found a way to navigate that. Oh, I'm sorry. And so we're hearing rumors that maybe Liverpool have finalized deals with Semenyo. And people when Salah, after Salah played the game where he created the assist for the second goal, he was applauding the crowd. So some people were asking, is that his last game before AFCON, or that's his last game at Liverpool? Like, was that
we have to ask.
with the rumors coming in from Semenyo, with him having done what he did, he said what he said, and his lot felt how he felt. It is what it is. At the end of the day, we don't know if he's staying or he's leaving. But let's move to Joshua to tell us about what he felt about the match. But yeah, those are interesting times. Even the players don't know, are not sure if he's staying or if he's leaving at the end by the time January comes around.
Go ahead.
About I mean, we wait till next transfer. No January transfer, I mean August transfer, right? August transfer windows. Then we know whether he will leave Liverpool. And we saw that we saw Liverpool coming back to winning ways in Premier League, aside the Champions League that they won Inter 1-0. And Salah getting an assist is something to boost his confidence and morale and his influence in the team. And Nketiah getting 2 goals. Would Isak still have the opportunity to bench him? I don't know.
That's a big question.
I'm
no,
not sure
till
about
next
that.
season. I think Isak is done for the season.
In December.
No. Because let me tell you why. I remember when this drama was going on, and I was saying it's a lose-lose situation, and somebody was arguing with me that if at the end of the day Isak gets the transfer he wants, he's won. But no player wants to move to a big club and flop. That's not the reason they want to move to a big club. They want to move to a big club to be part of the big club's achievement.
Mm.
And that preseason distraction did not help him at all. It didn't help him in his country. It is not helping him in his club. And it makes matters worse that Ekitike is hungry. You can tell that Ekitike still has a little left to be desired when it comes to his talent and what he can do. When you see him, you see he's a diamond in the rough. But the fact that he has enterprise and then he has goals to back it up, and Isak doesn't, that's a huge advantage, because at the end of the day, with Florian Wirtz, you can forgive a 10 for not scoring goal, even if modern football people will have no idea what I'm talking about. But a striker is judged by the goals he scored. Period. Whether he is involved in build-up plays of no consequence. That's why I'll pick Haaland every day of the week and twice on Sunday over any other striker. If they score goal, I don't care whether he's part of the build-up, whether he falls back to defend. When I look at the number of goals you score at the end of the season as a striker, if your number is in double figures, you are a good striker. All other indices of no consequence as a striker. So ultimately, truth be told, I don't think Isak this season will be able to bench Ekitike. Except if he was coming for AFCON, that would give him a good break and then he can go back. But unfortunately, he doesn't play in AFCON, so we can't help his condition.
Let's wait till he picks his form, and then we'll know whether he'll pick up the striker role back again.
Well, only time would actually tell if that's going to happen. But Tega said it seems like he's done for this season. All right, let's leave the Premier League for now. Let's head over to the Serie A, where our good friends AC Milan had to settle for a 2-2 draw against Sassuolo at San Siro on Sunday after Armand Lauriente's late strike for the visitors ensured the Serie A title race remains finely poised. Once again, Tega, Milan has
Somebody said They are playing musical chairs with the top of the table in Italian Serie A. And this weekend, it's Inter Milan's turn to sit at the top of the table. They're the ones that sat before the music stopped. Because tell me why. The weekend was going brilliantly. Again, like we said earlier, AC Milan and these small boys, they will struggle. They will face any big names, any of their Scudetto rivals. When you come to mid-table teams, that's when they will fold. They went behind in this game, scored 2 goals to come back. Looked like they had completed the turnaround. And then Sassuolo scored again and almost even got a winner. So the struggle for AC Milan is pretty real. I think they like to be under pressure. When they are not under pressure, they seem a little bit comfortable, and this is where they lose their matches. So I don't think it's a tactics issue. I think it's a mental issue that they need to resolve. Udinese this weekend kept Napoli out, and I must say, Maduka Okoye was in goal. I'm not saying anything apart from that. You can take from that sentence what you will from it. I also heard that Francis Ozoho was the first person to arrive in camp for obvious reasons.
He needs to secure that seat on the plane. Secure it very tightly.
We will be here. But on Wednesday, we'll be giving you behind the scenes just about this Madika Okoye and Francis Uzoho issue when we are talking about teams and the team list. But yet, Udinese was able to keep out Napoli, who lost 3 points, and then Inter Milan went on to win their match by 2-1. So yes, musical chairs. Right now, it's Inter Milan at top with 33 points, AC Milan 1 point behind, and then Napoli 1 point behind AC Milan, which makes them 2 points behind Inter Milan. So let's see how this musical chairs in the Scudetto battle ends.
Right. Talking about music, let's head back to England and talk about a team dancing to their own beats at the moment. And that's Manchester City, who closed the gap on Premier League leaders Arsenal as Erling Haaland's double inspired a 3-0 win against Crystal Palace on Sunday.
Yeah, I would say brilliant performance ultimately because of the result. They dominated possession, but Crystal Palace looked more dangerous when they were on the attack. Problem with Crystal Palace, though, is that they've been struggling at Selhurst Park. Remember, this was where they lost the Europa match, and then right after that, they lost in the Premier League, and now again against Manchester City, they lost by 3-0. And they're not playing poorly. They're just not taking their chances. And the other team seems to be taking their chances very well. Erling Haaland got one chance of goal, one goal. That's efficiency 101. One time, one goal. It was one take. He didn't need to take several takes. All right. And then even the second goal, Crystal Palace had several chances. Then the ball falls to Manchester City and Foden puts the ball in the back of the net. 2 goals. Then Crystal Palace dominates possession again, creates chances, didn't bury any of the chances, and the ball went to the other side, penalty. So when you look at it at the end of the day, Crystal Palace players will be wondering if somebody has buried something at Selhurst Park because they're really struggling to get the result there. But for Manchester City, brilliant performance to stay just 2 points behind Arsenal, who, I must say, came away with all 3 points against bottom-placed Wolverhampton Wanderers, where people expected that they will rack up goals. But they didn't score a single goal in that match.
And there were 3 goals in the game.
And there were 3 goals in the game. And they won the game. And they did not score a single goal in that match. And that's what I was saying about Arsenal's credentials as champions. You see, when teams can shut you out because of the way you play, they are not ready because you have to have some X factor. When a lot of people are saying, oh, Arsenal is going to score many goals against Wolverhampton Wanderers because, of course, they are the worst team in the league. They have the worst defense, everything bad about them. But I knew that the minute that the Wolverhampton Wanderers players set up against Arsenal, they're going to set up a low block. And Arsenal struggles to break down low blocks. So if teams know that when they're compact, you're going to struggle, then what's your X factor? What's your mystery, honey? Because we can all see what's under your skirt anyway. So what's the mystery? So it's a sad one. It's a sad one, but yeah, they were able to win their match, and so they're still 2 points ahead of Manchester City. But like I said, if by the new year, Manchester City is only 2 points behind Arsenal, it's not an Arsenal winning title. They will chase them down like Kenyan masquerade. On that note, let's take your messages.
Let's take the messages. Just thinking about Kenya masquerades or what they look like. I need to Google search that one. This is from Felix in Mende, Maryland. It says, good morning, Mr. Ayokunmi and Madam Tega. Hope your weekend was eventful. It was. And he's enjoying the program as always. He said he really enjoyed the weekend matches and glad that Real Madrid prevailed over the weekend. And Felix, thank you for this feedback. I will escalate to the engineers to sort that one out. Very much appreciated. Tayo Inaja says, Tega, don't forget about Cameroon and their dual list. Oh, we'll get to that later in the week. Don't worry about that one. So that means we sweet. Now from FA, we go, no. What's going on with Pepe's off-field activity? I need more details. And why is the guy in the back smiling at the question? He knows something. Tell us. We saw you smiling. Tega, let the young... Okay, yes, he did. Season never finished, and Isakaba's season is finished. Did he start in the first place? Tega, you're picking Holland over Jackson. We're killing ourselves for Africa. Jackson 2024. Jackson who? The only Jackson I'm picking is Michael. Let's
I'm
be
telling you.
Gamble Boy says, what are the conditions given to any Real Madrid coach during appointment? Because how can you be threatening someone with wins, win this game or you are gone? It's Real Madrid, though. Do you know who they are? This is Cruz. Okay, Cruz, I beg. Biggie from K2 says, Morocco is winning the AFCON and Man City will win the EPL because they are in good form. How can you explain to someone that Arsenal played a match with a team that parked the full Haram-banded bus, scored all 3 goals, and lost 3 points? This is not title winners mentality. They should have got 3 points. That's the 3 points. That's the cocoa. Let me go to YouTube and take a number of comments here. Padre Pio says, welcome, locker room. Salah, at least with an assist from the bench. The bigger teams all won, so no banter. Madrid continues to play rubbish. They won, but... he also said, interesting how I'm not too interested in AFCON anymore. The team list didn't inspire confidence, and the Eagles' performance hasn't inspired confidence. I beg. And Ibrahim Hassan says, so no club banter this week. Try. There is God, though. There's United to play today, so you might have your wish, even though I don't want that to happen. Ernest says, since Salah dragged our Liverpool board and slots, they have been good 3 games in a row. Barca has finally released the curse on Chelsea, back to winning ways. Tega, take it easy on Josh. Don't worry, Josh is used to it. And then he further says, please, gods of banter, all big teams across Europe deliver their polling units. Please, we pray for a lovely feast of Man United on our menu for dinner. Can we all say a big amen? No. Ibrahim
No.
Hassan says, as for AFCON, I have lost interest as the Eagles have not given me a reason to be hopeful, and that I am not going to cheer with Tega in Morocco. Now, you know one go Morocco. Just top trade, Ibrahim, just top trade. And Uchenna Okoye says, Man City on fire, Holland and Foden hitting form at the right time, Arsenal with an appalling display, though they won. The heat is on United. Please win your game. How do we cope during AFCON? We pray and fast, my friend. We pray and fast. And Ralph says, the X Factor was what got us 3 points, Tega. We keep going. So own goals are the X Factor. Okay. Anyways,
you know, somebody has to make mistakes for some people to win. That's how football works sometimes. All right. On that note, I want to thank you all for staying tuned to the locker room to listen to us on Smooth 98.1 FM. Remember, like we said, we'll have our AFCON preview again on Wednesday. And this time we'll be looking at teams and players and dark horses. So you can also bring in your own analysis. On that note, this week there was nobody to drag. Did you pray that your team will not be fodder for banter? Because tonight is the night.
I'm still praying right now. I'm praying right now in the studio.
All right, on that note, thank you so much for sending in your messages. Thank you for tuning in. Till we come your way again on Wednesday, go out there and have a fantastic week.
Thank you so much, Tega. Go out there and have a great start to your week. Thank you to Josh as well for chipping in. Lagos, it has been real. We appreciate you each and every single time you join us in the locker room. Keep it tuned to the Smooth Breakfast. Ayokunmi Kekireku here, and it's going to be the Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. Keep up with us.
So, Josh.